Okay, let me ask you guys a real serious question here. How many of your packs have a plan if you discover that at an activity we have a child that's not accounted for? Anybody? I got one plan right here. Anybody else? Guess what? None of us did. Leesburg Parade was last Saturday. My pack had a great time. We get to the very end, I'm disassembling the float. Mom comes up and says, "Where's Owen?" I don't know. Where is Owen? I'm thinking, is this a quiz? I was in charge of Owen. Owen was missing. I've got a lost child. Boom, phone, 911, bang. Call my different leaders. Does anybody have him? Bang, 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 bang. I'm calling around. It was 15 minutes of sheer, absolute terror. The parents were freaking. I was getting to the point like, gotta show calm, but inside I'm like a duck on a pond. Oh my gosh, I've lost a boy. It was horrible. It was a horrible feeling. It ruined that, even after we found him and everything was fine, it still ruined my entire weekend because I was constantly really reliving that, how horrible that is. And as an adult, responsible for these boys, whether or not I'm truly responsible for every minute when a parent's there or not, is immaterial. Responsible for these boys, and I had lost one on my watch. And it still makes my stomach hurt. Immediately, I go back and I create a series of policies for my pack. We have a plan now. No ifs, ands, or buts. Parents should be at events. Okay, they may not always be at the events, but you should be encouraging them always to be there. Parent or guardian. Scouting, Cub Scouting is family. Boy Scouting, not so much. Cub Scouting, yes, it is family. If a parent is not there, okay, that's okay. Hopefully that's more the exception rather than the rule. And also hopefully it's an exception when they're more Weeblo age. It's absolutely not acceptable as a tiger. Tigers must have a family member there, period. No exceptions. No family member, sorry, the boy has to have a guardian with him. They're partners for a reason. Tiger partners. My den leaders, I want all my den leaders to have every parent's cell phone in their den. Absolutely every one of them. In this case, we did not have all the parents' cell phones to call around. I knew the parents that were there to call around, hey, is he with you? We didn't have all the numbers. They weren't with us. I want my parents all to have their den leader's cell phone number. Not everyone did. Here's the big one. I haven't highlighted yellow for a reason. Multiple adult leaders should be advised if a scout is without a parent. If a parent goes, we got to run something. I got to drop Timmy off at a baseball game. We'll be right back. I'm leaving Johnny. I expect them to come to one of our adults and say, I'm leaving Johnny. Me go look them in the eye. Go, okay. Look at Johnny so I understand what Johnny looks like. Well, hey, you never know. They all look the same in the blue shirt, and the same hat. I mean, it's like, And I'm looking at it, and then also I want to make sure that I have another leader. Hey, Ray, come here. Johnny's parents are not going to be here for a while. We're responsible for Johnny. Okay. Now I got two leaders that can constantly go, hey, everybody's doing good, Johnny. Everybody's doing good, Johnny. That's what we have to do. That's what I do with my own kids, right? Hey, everything's doing good. Robert, where's Robert? Oh, there he is. That's what we have to do. And we weren't doing that. We did not, no one knew that this child was there without a parent. They were on the float. They put them on the float. The parent says, we'll meet you at the end of the parade route. I would not have had a problem with that had I known, because I would have known, keep it on. It's okay. I'm okay with that. Because, it's a pretty, we had plenty of adults for safety. And as long as I know at the very end not to let Owen go disappear, we've been okay. The parents need to advise leaders when they're picking up scouts, even if they've been at the event the whole time. You can't just have everybody scatter at the end. I know it's a pain in the rear, but the adult needs to make contact with the leader and go, okay, you got something? Okay. Hey, have a great weekend. It needs to be a handshake. Multiple leaders need to be advised if a scout is to be picked up by somebody else. Big time, especially if it's someone else that is a new person to the pack that we don't know. If Uncle so-and-so picks him up often, or he's going home with another parent because they're going on a play date or something like that, okay. But if it's something we don't know, they better be introduced to us as leaders that so-and-so is going to pick up this child. No exception. And every leader needs to have every other leader's cell phone number. I was missing one of my den leader's cell phone numbers. Kicking myself for it, because it's the one who had the boy. Seriously, it's the one who had of course it's the one who had the boy. Thank God it all worked out okay. And I don't want it to sound like, be afraid, but be prepared. Think it through. It's very possible. And it'll happen when you're least prepared for it. So work on it and make sure your people have a plan. Pinewood Derby's coming up. I hope you guys have started about the planning for that. I've had this same slide last week. The only reason I bring it up is because a lot of packs tend to wait till the last minute to get everything together, but you've got a lot. Remember, you've got some parents in your pack that probably do not know what to do with the block of wood, the 4 nails, and the 4 wheels. They've got the sheet of paper out and like, help them. Even if it means touching base with every one of your new parents who've never been through a Pinewood Derby before. Hey, any questions? How's it going? Doesn't mean you're making their car for them, but you can answer the questions like, what are the 4 nails for? Yeah, those are holding the wheels on. Oh, okay. Hey, it's not really obvious. How about the question of which side's the front? How many times have brand new people go, which side's the front of the wood? Well, the front of the wood looks like this. Oh, because it doesn't say in the instructions. So.
My son was a weed load before I knew that.
It's very, there's a front. Yeah, that's exactly right. Reach out to your new parents, whether you're den leader or whatever, and encourage others who've done more than one Pinewood Derby to, to check up on them. Yeah, not necessarily to teach them woodworking, but make sure they're okay, because it's family and we want everybody to have fun. And being frustrated, it's not fun. It's hard to get that positive attitude. Yes?
Which side's the front?
The front is the side that has the shortest distance between the axle and the end of the wood. In reality, you could actually turn either way. The rules allow either way. But, you follow what I'm saying now. We want it to be fun, and it's very easy to get frustrated with something like this. And if you look online, there's only about 1 million sites that talk about Pinewood Derby cars, but every single one of them talk about how to, cheat. Yeah. Well, you could take a solid axle and do this. Okay, we need parents to just understand that your son should be doing the work, be there for safety, and using the power tools. It's about honesty too. Make sure this is an object lesson in honesty for the parents, for the boys, for everybody. It's about fun. Yes?
Is there going to be a district Pinewood Derby this year?
That's a dumb question.
I'm asking because of rules.
Yes. I will be happy to send out the rules that have been used in the past. Whether or not there's a district or not is a good set of rules to use. The question on that comes down to me deciding whether or not to. Last year we had a less than stellar attendance. This year, due to finances and such, we're having to find different methods of where to hold it. And I'm weighing the agony versus the doing. I hate to say it that way, but the agony of my agony versus doing it. So what's that?
Positive attitude.
Yeah, positive attitude. Blue and golds. Everybody got a blue and gold coming up? In February-ish? I know some don't do it in February. February is usually where a lot of them do it because the birthday of scouting and Scout Sunday, South Sabbath is there. Now's a good time though if you are going to have your dens do any kind of presentations, table, centerpieces or whatever. Now's a good time to let them know they should be building those. January is not the time. February is really not the time. If you want them to collect things that they've done throughout the year, advance notice. That's the important part. And it's also a good time to let your parents know exactly when the date is too, so they can start inviting grandma, grandpa, whoever, and work it all out and make sure that your numbers fit within the facility you have. Where's the scouting we talked about before? If you have any questions, well, obviously Dave Carty can answer those, but any of the district leaders that you've seen have all given presentations. We're more than happy to answer any question whatsoever and help out in any way. Friends of Scouting is very important as far as all the facilities and making the council actually work. So. There's only one line on that. I love that. I've got popcorn sitting in my house now that my son needs to divvy out. It's great. Anyway, final payments are due the 19th. And the prizes and such orders are due at that time too. Obviously, I'm hoping by now your popcorn kernel has got that well in hand, because there's been a lot of dates that have come and gone, and hopefully they got that. Scouting. This is the first roundtable I think we've had since scouting for food numbers came out. 108,000 and some odd change pounds of food. Just slightly less than last year, but still remarkable. It's still 3 months worth of food. It does an amazing thing to this community. Remind your packs, your families, just because Christmas holiday season is over doesn't mean that the need for food is lessened. Collect food now and then. Maybe have a box. Yes, Stacy.
May I say something?
Absolutely.
Scouting for food?
Yes, our scouting for food coordinator. Please. No, you have to stand up. You cannot speak from a sitting down position.
It says spring and summer. I'm working with a group currently, and we're going to be talking with the local food banks that we worked with in November, and possibly getting a spring scouting for food together towards like maybe May, so that the food banks have food for the summer.
Summer is by far one of the hardest months for them. A lot of families that have been relying on schools to feed their children, through that kind of process. There is no school, so all of a sudden they're responsible for more meals. It's an all-year need. Put a box out at your meetings, events, at your work. Any opportunity, anything, everything is valuable and makes a difference. Impress upon your boys that as well. Service projects are great. Help the community any way and shape and form. Teach the boys that it's about participating, about activity, about being out there doing things. I can sit all day long and talk about the plight of everybody around me, but if I don't get up and do something about it, what have I done?